All right, I'm live. So Archangels of Wrath is really coming along now. I just want to show you guys. I was on Jimmy Reyes's show. If you don't know who Jimmy Reyes is, he's a anchor and he works professionally in the field, and so he, you know, kind of let me actually talk about my comic. It's just too bad I didn't have more done, but whatever, the opportunity, I took the opportunity while it was there, and even though I was a little ill prepared, but you can go see. But now I'm really doing the final product here, the final drafts, and you can see it's really coming together. I got a little surprise on the cover. If you look at this creature in the background, that has a lot to do with the storyline. And if you don't know what it's about this new guard that protecting humanity. I can't reveal too much about the storyline, but um, basically, finding out after waking up or being woke and finding out what's really going on so-called planet Earth. These three members, led by the main guy here, who's basically was a roughneck in pre-Civil War America, or what the SJWs would call a Nazi. But he, led by him, they not completely overcome, but they win. They make a huge dent in the enemy by through his guidance, and they are able to recover some of the technology from their enemy, and that's what powers their suits. And I'm going to get more into that. And powers their weapons, which replicate ammo, and basically are almost infinitely charged. I'm getting around the Tony Stark, Iron Man, of him completely developing his own technology, but it's more of a mix with with our best technology and the enemy's technology. And with that, they're able to be they're basically like angels, air, land, and sea. And you can see now I'm tilting the angles. I noticed Jimmy Reyes, one of the first things he said to the guy after me, who I forget what his name was, but he said, "Oh, I really like the way you turn the camera in your artwork." That was the guy that was up next after me. It was an open mic. And made me look at mine. I don't know if Jimmy Reyes wanted to say something to me and didn't, or if it was just coincidence, but I noticed my camera angles were a little static. So now, as I really embellish these characters, there's the sub, which is basically like an underwater tank. And they're able to build a limited amount of technology of weapons and vehicles with the technology that they steal, but they haven't gone back because it was so costly getting even what they got, and they're biding their time. But yeah, it's basically an underwater tank, and so I'm really embellishing things. I'm going to release a look at that shot. I'm going to have the clouds too whipping by. I'm really embellishing it now, and I'm going all the way with it. And basically, I'm doing the final draft on Bristol a little bit larger than the if you can see the ash can, and it just gives me a little bit more ability to do more detail. But if you can see, that here's the you can see the guidelines. You know what I mean? Our Here, if I can show you, oops, you can see the guidelines are bigger, and wider. You can see the guidelines are wider, so it's a little bit bigger. You can see it's all a little bit bigger now. And I've turned, here's an example of a static angle, all static, everything up and down, straight up and down. I noticed. Let me see. I'll give you another example of what I'm going to change. Sorry if you're feeling dizzy, but here, I'll try to keep it on the pad here. But I'm going to give you another, like here, another static. Everything's straight up and down. Jimmy Reyes must have noticed it right away. But everything's straight up and down. So I'm going to turn, like, this top panel is going to be more at a 3/4 angle instead of seeing this guy straight on, more shooting this way at him from behind. And then I'm going to tilt this way, so he will effectively be tilted like this. And I'm going to tilt these all a little bit, I'm going to tilt these panels. I'm going to keep the camera from being static, as it's called, but I'm also going to embellish and just make things even better. Look at that, straight up and down, all the cameras straight up. You can't do that. So I'm changing up my angles a little. I have him tilted this way. I have him tilted back that way, just to make it a little more like things are moving. It adds like the illusion of movement. And there you can see Archangels of Wrath. I'm going to be posting a spoiler on Webtoon soon. I'm going to ink, like I said, what I was going to do. I'm going to ink the first 4 or 5 pages up really nice and put in. It's going to be this maybe 3 pages, and letter them out with storyline, and you're going to be able to, that'll be the spoiler I'm going to release on Webtoons for free, and then we'll decide if people like it, where to go from there. So anyway, this is Kingdom Comics. This is Stuart Michael Lewis, and I am gonna get to work, and I'll probably, not probably, I will ink these, ink a lot of this live in the near future, very near future. I'm really getting it done now. So thanks for joining me. Once again, this is Kingdom Comics. Stay safe out there.